Something massive is brewing in Major League Baseball, and all eyes are on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Reports are exploding about a potential blockbuster trade that could send a $50 million superstar from the Boston Red Sox straight to L.A. This isn't just another rumor. This could change the entire playoff picture and push the Dodgers even closer to a World Series title. Fans are going wild, insiders are buzzing, and this deal might be finalized sooner than you think. Who is this high-profile player? Why are the Dodgers so aggressive? And what does this mean for the rest of the league? The Los Angeles Dodgers might be cooking up something massive. I mean, we're talking about a potential blockbuster that could shake up the entire MLB landscape and put the Dodgers in an even better position to dominate the rest of the season. Right now, reports are swirling that the Dodgers are deep into discussions, or at least they were, with the Chicago White Sox. The centerpiece of this potential megadeal? None other than all-star center fielder Luis Robert Jr. One of the most electrifying talents in all of baseball when he's healthy and rolling. Now let's take a step back. The idea of Luis Robert Jr. wearing Dodger blue? That's a dream scenario for L.A. fans. We're talking about a guy with legit five-tool potential. Power, speed, defense, instincts, and the kind of explosive presence that can completely change the energy of a lineup. This isn't just about adding another good player, this is about making a move that could push the Dodgers over the edge from championship contenders to World Series favorites. So here's what we know. The Dodgers and White Sox reportedly discussed a deal that would send outfielder James Outman, a promising young player in his own right, and a top-tier prospect to Chicago in exchange for Luis Robert Jr., and before we go any further, let's not overlook the price tag. Robert is under a $50 million contract, so this isn't just a casual conversation. This is high-stakes, high-reward territory. But here's where it gets interesting. As of now, those talks have been paused. Not ended. Not shut down. Just paused. And that pause? It's creating a ton of buzz and speculation. Are the Dodgers regrouping to reevaluate their assets? Are the White Sox holding out for more? Or is this just the calm before the storm, the kind of strategic pause that comes right before the fuse is lit and everything explodes at the trade deadline? Let's dive deeper into what makes this such a tantalizing possibility for the Dodgers. Luis Robert Jr. isn't just some average outfielder. He's a former Gold Glove winner. A Silver Slugger. A guy who, when healthy and locked in, looks like one of the best center fielders in the game. From 2021 to 2023, Robert was consistently performing at a high level, showing the kind of tools that had scouts and fans alike calling him a future MVP candidate. But 2025? It hasn't been so kind to him. He's had a slow start this season, no doubt about it. A .163 batting average. An OPS of just .495. That's not the Luis Robert we know. That's not the guy who was launching home runs into orbit and patrolling center field like it was his personal kingdom. But if you think the Dodgers are backing off because of a few cold weeks at the plate, think again. The Dodgers don't just look at the numbers in isolation, they see the big picture. They know how much talent Robert has, and they know what he's capable of once he finds his rhythm. And let's talk about fit for a second. The Dodgers have been searching for that next level upgrade in center field. They've had pieces. They've had contributors. But Luis Robert Jr., he's not just a piece. He's a potential game changer. Pairing him with Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani? That's a dream outfield trio that sounds like something out of an all-star game lineup. That's video game stuff. But for the Dodgers, it could become a reality. What makes this story even more compelling is that Luis Robert himself seems to be mentally ready for a change of scenery. In a recent interview, he admitted he was surprised to still be with the White Sox. That's a pretty telling statement coming from a franchise cornerstone. He's been part of a team stuck in a rebuild, a team that hasn't made serious noise in the postseason, and now, it seems like he's open, maybe even eager for a new chapter. The Dodgers, meanwhile, are all about winning now. They're built to compete. They've got the payroll. They've got the stars. They've got the culture. And adding a player like Robert would only reinforce that win-now mentality. While trade talks around Robert have cooled for the moment, the Dodgers haven't exactly been sitting still. In another move, they picked up right-handed pitcher Noah Davis from the Boston Red Sox in exchange for cash considerations. Not a headline stealer, but definitely a depth move that shows L.A. is still working behind the scenes to improve. But let's be real, all eyes are still locked on the Robert situation. Fans are waiting. They're refreshing Twitter. They're stalking MLB trade rumors. They're watching every press conference, every quote, every single whisper coming out of the front office. Because if this deal happens, it's going to be huge. And it could very well determine how the rest of the Dodgers season unfolds. And let's not forget the context. The National League is stacked this year. Teams like the Braves, the Phillies, the Brewers, they're all playing high-level baseball. The Dodgers know they can't just coast on reputation. They need to make moves that separate them from the pack. Getting Luis Robert Jr. would do exactly that. Of course, the Dodgers would be giving up a lot. James Outman is no slouch. He's young, talented, and has shown flashes of brilliance. He's got power. He's got hustle. And the top prospect in the deal? That's the future. That's the kind of player who could turn into a franchise piece down the line. But the Dodgers have always been willing to make bold moves when the opportunity is right. It's also worth noting that Robert's contract is incredibly team-friendly, especially when you look at the kind of money being thrown around for outfielders these days. A $50 million deal for a guy of his caliber? That's a bargain, plain and simple. And the Dodgers, with their deep pockets and championship ambition, understand the value of locking in elite talent on a cost-controlled deal. Now, let's address the big question: what happens next? And if it doesn't happen? Don't be surprised if this saga stretches into the offseason. Because one way or another, the Luis Robert Jr. story isn't over. Not by a long shot. Whether he ends up in Los Angeles, New York, or stays put in Chicago for a while longer, he's going to be one of the most talked about names in baseball. Until then, buckle up, Dodgers fans. Because this roller coaster is far from over. And if recent history has taught us anything, it's that the Dodgers front office isn't afraid to swing for the fences. Will they do it again? Will they bring in the dynamic talent of Luis Robert Jr. and unleash a whole new level of chaos on the league? We're about to find out. So keep your eyes on the headlines. Watch every pitch. Follow every rumor. Because the countdown to the trade deadline has officially begun. And if the Dodgers pull this off, we might be witnessing the birth of something legendary. Don't blink. Because this story is just getting started.